Can I tell you something? Burnout is not just stress. Stress is when you've got a big presentation coming up, or you're running late to school pickup, or the dishwasher floods the kitchen. Stress is situational, but burnout is way different. Burnout is when your body, your mind, and your spirit have been carrying way too much for way too long, and they finally wave the white flag. I learned this the hard way, and it nearly cost me my joy, my patience, and my presence with the people I love the most. In today's episode, I want to take you behind the curtain of my own burnout story and share the number one thing that finally gave me relief: setting boundaries. I know setting boundaries can sound scary, especially if you're used to being the one who says yes to everyone and everything. But mama, this is the key. And if I could do it in the middle of corporate chaos and starting my own business, so can you. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's have this conversation together. If you're tired of burnout, hustle culture, and mom guilt, and you're craving boundaries, balance, and clarity, you're in the right place. Welcome to Midlife Mom Reset. I'm Shannon Howard, a loving wife, mom of teens, coach, and burnout survivor, here to help you trade the overwhelm for peace and purpose. Around here, we talk burnout recovery, work-life balance, and the truth about perimenopause. Because midlife isn't a crisis, it's your comeback. Let's dive in. Before we dig in, I want you to know there is a place for you to start making these changes right now. I created a free app called Clarity Core, and it's waiting for you in your app store. Inside, you'll find tools that help you set boundaries, reset your energy, and connect with other women who get what you're walking through. You don't have to carry burnout by yourself anymore. Go grab it today so you've got the extra support you need while we walk this journey together. I still remember the night it hit me that I wasn't just stressed, I was burnt out. It was a Friday night, Pizza Friday, and I had been at the office since 6:30 that morning, and it was an hour and a half drive each way, okay? So by the time I got home, my body was on autopilot. I kicked my shoes off, I grabbed my laptop, and I sat down on the couch to just catch up on emails. My son came over with his phone in his hand. He had this huge grin on his face, and he said, "Mom, the Warriors made it to the playoffs." Now, he is a big Warriors fan. We actually went to a game together. This is a big deal for him. I glanced up for a second, but I didn't even pause my typing. I muttered something like, "Not right now, I'm busy." And the look on his face, it completely wrecked me. His shoulders dropped. His smile was gone. It had just faded. And he just walked away quietly. I sat there with my laptop open, but my heart broken. I was so depleted that even connecting with my own child felt like just another task on the to-do list. That's not stress, that's burnout. Stress would have been feeling tense for a day or two, right? Sometimes we say things we don't mean, or sometimes things are taken and they're misunderstood. But this was burnout. Burnout was the fog in my brain, the heaviness in my body, the irritability that spilled over onto the people that I loved the most. Burnout was waking up tired no matter how much I slept. It was living on coffee and sugar and forgetting conversations with my daughter and snapping at my husband for absolutely no reason at all. That night I realized something. If I didn't change, I was going to continue missing the life happening right in front of me. Now, burnout is not just stress. It's actually a warning sign. Here's the thing. Like I said before, stress comes and goes. You feel it in the moment. Maybe it lasts a few days and then it passes. but burnout lingers. It sticks. It's like this gray cloud that follows you around even on your good days. And I need you to know something. You're not crazy, and you're definitely not weak for feeling this way. Burnout is not a character flaw. It's not that you can't handle life. Burnout is your body's way of saying, I just can't keep running at this pace anymore. For me, it showed up as that constant exhaustion. I'd sleep 8 hours and I'd still wake up groggy. I'd sit in meetings staring at people's mouths moving, but not retaining a single word. And I carried this quiet resentment, like, why does everyone expect so much from me? Why do I have to do it all? Why do I have to carry all of this alone? And that's burnout talking. So if you've been brushing off exhaustion as just stress, I want you to pause and ask yourself, has this feeling been going on for weeks, for months? Do I feel like no amount of rest actually helps? Now, if you answered yes to any of those, Mama, you're not just stressed. You're burnt out, and it's okay to admit that. The number one way out of burnout is boundaries. So when I first heard people talking about boundaries, I rolled my eyes because who has time for that? Boundaries felt selfish. Boundaries felt like something for people who didn't care about their jobs or their families. And I thought, because especially society tells us this, being available 24/7 was just part of being a good employee, a good mom, a good wife. But here's what I finally learned. Boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. They're doors that protect things that matter the most. Think about boundaries like this. If you had a garden, you wanted to thrive, you wouldn't just let anyone trample through it, right? You'd put up a little fence, not because you hate people, but because you want to protect what's growing. And that's what boundaries do for your energy and your peace. For me, the first boundary I set was with my phone. I decided no checking work emails after 7 p.m. And let me tell you, the first week felt awful. I was twitchy, like I was going to miss something. But guess what? My world didn't fall apart. My boss adjusted, and my kids and my husband got a mom and wife who was finally present at the dinner table. Now, boundaries are not easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Boundaries are hard, but they are completely worth it. Here's the raw truth. When you start setting boundaries, people will push back, guaranteed. At work, coworkers might say, well, she used to always be available. At home, even your family might resist at first because you've trained them to expect access to you 24/7. And honestly, it's going to feel uncomfortable at first. I remember telling a coworker, I'll get back to you in the morning. And my stomach dropped like I had just committed the crime of the century. But over time, something shifted. People began to respect me more, and more importantly, I started respecting myself more. I want you to hear this. Your worth is not tied to how much you sacrifice. Your worth is not tied to being the one who always says yes. Every yes you give someone else is a no to yourself, to your kids, to your spouse, to your health, and to God. And Mama, you can't keep running on empty. So, how to start setting boundaries today? What is the first step, right? Let's make this super practical for you. If boundaries feel overwhelming, start with one, just one boundary. At work, decide one thing that was off limits. Maybe it's like me, no emails after a certain time. Maybe it's taking your lunch break away from your desk, or just taking a lunch break. I know you can relate. Small steps do add up. At home, protect one pocket of time. For me, it was the one non-negotiable hour in the evening with my family. No work, no phone, just us. And now that I have 2 teens, how is that possible? They don't always need me in that 1 hour of time in the evenings. Sometimes they just want to avoid me altogether, and that's okay because they still know that I am completely available to them when they need me. That's a whole different story. You can also, and you must also, set boundaries with yourself. So boundaries aren't just about other people. They're also about you. One of mine was no more scrolling on my phone first thing in the morning. Instead, I journal for 5 minutes. I spend time with God. I say my prayers. That one shift set the tone for my whole day. So here's what I want you to take away. Stress and burnout are not the same thing. Stress is short term. Burnout is your body crying out for a new way of living. And the number one way I found relief was setting boundaries. Boundaries that protect my time, my energy, and my relationships. I know it feels uncomfortable at first. I know it feels selfish. But listen to me. You are not selfish for protecting your peace. You are wise. You are brave. And you are showing your kids what it looks like to live a life that honors your health and your family. So start small. Pick one boundary this week. Protect it fiercely. And watch how it actually begins to breathe life back into your days. Now, a final prayer to get you on your way today. Lord, I lift up every mom listening today. You see their tired hearts, the weight they carry, and the moments when they feel like they have nothing left to give. I ask that you give them courage to set boundaries, wisdom to know what to release, and peace that goes way deeper than their circumstances. Remind them that they are not alone and that you are with them every step of the way. Fill them with strength, rest, and renewed joy. Amen. And don't forget, if you need a place to start, download the free Clarity Core app in your app store. It's filled with tools, prompts, and community to help you create boundaries that stick and start healing from burnout. You don't have to walk this journey alone. Thank you so much for listening to Midlife Mom Reset. If today's episode hit home, don't just keep pushing through. Instead of scrolling social media for answers, head to the Clarity Core app. It's totally free, packed with tools to help you find peace in the chaos of midlife, and it's where I can support you even deeper. Remember, motherhood and midlife were never meant to be survival mode. Peace in, burnout out. I'll see you next time.